Creatine is one of the most studied, most affordable, and most effective supplements in the world. And yet, most people are using it the wrong way. Maybe you train consistently, you push yourself at the gym, you try to eat better, and still, the results don't show up the way you expected. Some people think the problem is their workout, others blame genetics, and many end up saying that creatine just doesn't work. But the truth is very different. There is one specific mistake, extremely common, that almost everyone makes when taking creatine. A silent mistake that slows progress, limits strength, and wastes most of its benefits. In this video, you're going to discover what that mistake is, why it hurts your results so much, and most importantly, how to fix it in a simple, safe, and science-based way. If your goal is to improve your body, your health, and your habits in a realistic and sustainable way, subscribe now to the channel Foco and Nutrition, because here we don't talk about miracles. We talk about consistency, science, and habits that actually work. Stay until the end, because a small daily adjustment can create a massive difference in your physical and mental progress. To understand the mistake, we first need to understand what creatine really is and how it works inside the body. Creatine is a natural substance produced by our own body from amino acids like arginine, glycine, and methionine. We also get it from food, mainly red meat and fish. Inside the body, about 95% of creatine is stored in the muscles, where it plays a critical role, helping produce ATP, the main energy currency of our cells. ATP is what allows you to lift weights, perform repetitions, sprint faster, and sustain high-intensity effort. When ATP runs out, performance drops. Creatine helps by regenerating ATP more quickly, allowing you to perform better. That's why organizations like the International Society of Sports Nutrition, along with hundreds of peer-reviewed studies, agree that creatine increases strength, improves physical performance, supports muscle mass gains, and enhances recovery. More recent research also shows additional benefits, such as preserving muscle mass in older adults, supporting bone health, and potential cognitive benefits, especially during mental fatigue. From a scientific standpoint, creatine is one of the most reliable and well-supported supplements available. So the question becomes, if creatine works so well, why do so many people fail to see results? The biggest mistake almost everyone makes, the number one mistake, the most common and most underestimated, is this: only taking creatine on some days or only on training. This habit is so common that most people never even question it. You hear things like, I train today, so I take creatine today. I'm resting tomorrow, so I don't need it. If I don't work out, there's no point. It sounds logical, but it's completely wrong. Why this mistake ruins your results? Creatine does not work like a stimulant. It's not like caffeine, which acts within minutes. Creatine works through accumulation. For creatine to be effective, your muscles need to be fully saturated with creatine, and that only happens with daily, consistent intake. When you take creatine every single day, muscle creatine levels increase, ATP regenerates faster, strength improves, performance increases, and over time, training becomes more productive. When you take it inconsistently, muscle levels never stabilize, energy availability stays low, and the supplement never reaches its full effect. The result is frustration. People think creatine doesn't work, when in reality, they never used it correctly. How to take creatine correctly? Science-based scientific evidence is very clear on this point. Take 3 to 5 grams of creatine every single day without interruption. It doesn't matter if you train that day. It doesn't matter if it's the weekend. It doesn't matter if you're on vacation. Daily consistency is what creates results. You don't need a loading phase. You don't need to cycle it. You don't need high doses. Simplicity is exactly why it works. Does timing matter? This is another area of confusion. Research shows that timing is not the most important factor. Consistency matters far more. Some studies suggest that taking creatine close to your workout, especially post-workout with a meal, may slightly improve uptake, but this is a secondary detail. If you train in the morning, take it in the morning. If you train in the evening, take it then. If you don't train, take it with any meal. What matters most is never skipping a day. Another common mistake: poor hydration. Creatine increases water retention inside the muscle cell, not under the skin. This is a positive effect. It supports muscle function, improves performance, and creates a better environment for muscle growth. However, if overall fluid intake is low, some people may experience digestive discomfort, bloating, headaches, or muscle cramps. Not because creatine is dangerous, but because hydration is insufficient. If you use creatine, make sure you drink enough water throughout the day. Myth: creatine damages the kidneys. This is one of the oldest and most persistent myths. In healthy individuals with no pre-existing kidney disease, scientific research does not show kidney damage from proper creatine use. Multiple long-term studies and systematic reviews confirm its safety when taken at recommended doses. That said, people with kidney disease or specific medical conditions should consult a healthcare professional before supplementing. Correct information prevents unnecessary fear. Now, there's something that almost no one talks about, and it can make creatine work even better, even if you already take it daily. A very simple detail related to your daily nutrition that can significantly improve its effectiveness. Pay attention, this matters. The nutritional detail that boosts creatine absorption improves when insulin levels rise. And when does insulin increase? When you eat, especially carbohydrates. That's why taking creatine with a complete meal containing carbohydrates and protein can enhance its uptake. You don't need sugar, you don't need complicated shakes, just include it with a normal meal. This small habit, combined with daily consistency, makes a real difference over time. Other common mistakes to avoid. Besides the main error, several other habits can limit results. Constantly switching brands without reason. Buying low-quality creatine. Taking excessive doses thinking more is better. Quitting because of small weight gain, usually intracellular water. Expecting results without proper training or nutrition. Creatine amplifies good habits. It doesn't replace effort. When creatine is used correctly and consistently, the benefits go far beyond the physical. You start to feel stronger, more capable, more confident. Workouts feel more productive. Progress feels real. This directly affects your mindset. Daily discipline builds confidence. Confidence builds consistency. Consistency builds long-term results. It's not just about muscle. It's about feeling in control of your process. Let's summarize what really matters. Creatine is one of the most studied and safest supplements available. It works. Science is clear on that. The biggest mistake is not taking it every single day. It's not about the perfect dose or perfect timing. It's about simple daily discipline. When you understand this, everything changes. Creatine stops being something that might work and becomes a real tool to improve strength, performance, recovery, and long-term progress. Remember this. There are no lasting shortcuts. Your body responds to what you do consistently, not to what you do only when motivation is high. If you apply what you learned today, take creatine daily, train regularly, and support it with proper nutrition, results will come. Maybe not overnight, but steadily, safely, and sustainably. If this video helped you, leave a like, subscribe to Foco and Nutrition, and share it with someone who uses creatine and might be making this mistake without realizing it. Here, we build real health, real habits, and real progress, without myths, exaggeration, or empty promises. And never forget, your body changes when your habits change, one day at a time. See you in the next video.